Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Alright, so today we actually want to talk about this topic that Auntie Donna talked about the other night. I was watching it and I wanted to do a review on it, my input on this. There's this young lady calling and she was talking about her spending habit and how she cannot save any money at all, and she wanted to, I guess she wanted to hear people feedback. But a lot of people in the comment section is bashing her, and I don't think they should have done that, or I don't believe in bashing somebody for their own mistake. I don't believe in that, but it's up to people to do what they want to do. My advice on that is to encourage people to see how better they can better themselves and change these things. So this is my review, guys. This is how I look on it, and I am going to give you my own stories on spending habit. Years ago, I have 4 kids. I talk that on my channel all the time, and I used to work. I was not a college person, a college graduate or anything like that. Not even high school. Like, I struggled. So anybody knows me, and I mean a lot of that is going to come out in my book, who I am. But just letting you know that the spending habit is not just a few people. There are millions of people in this world. I'm not going to say everybody, but maybe about 80% of people have a spending habit and cannot save their money. I'm going to talk about something that is important as well throughout this process. I'll give you some heads up on that. But when I came to this country, back when I was in Jamaica, my money was really, when I worked, because I wasn't working much money, it was just to take care of my kids and to pay my bills. So I didn't have money to spend, to be a spending habit. But with me, when I worked here, and as long as my bills, when I just came here and I started working, when I start working here, and as long as my bills are paid, my kids are fed, and I used to give away my money. Like, I work is like, as soon as somebody called me, because I have a very big family, I would give it away, and I still do. I would give it away. I would give it. And also, as soon as they call me and they want this, they want that, I would buy it and give it to them. That was a habit of me. There's nobody could have called me and I have it and I said I can't do it or anything like that. I have a very kind heart, and I still do that. But I'm gonna tell you what kicked me in the butt and what caused me to wake up. So I would give away, and I would buy and I would buy and I would buy. So when you check my savings, it's always empty. I wouldn't save a dime. As soon as my bill pay, my kids are fed and they have what they need, then the rest of it would just, as soon as somebody come. Sometimes people are calling me and texting me. Sometimes I check in my message, the amount of people asking me for things. This person don't know that that person is asking you. But when you check my phone, sometimes I remember one time is about 20 people asking me for things. Remember, I don't have a college degree, and I'm working very little much a hour here, minimum wage. I was working. So don't ask me, because I wasn't alone. It was me and my husband, so the bills would have shared. So whatever money I have leave, I would give it away. I would send it back home. Somebody asked me to give them this, I would do whatever I have to do to help, because I know where hardship is coming from. I know hard life. I've been there. So I try to help the best way possible. And that is also a spending habit, because it's like you cannot say no. it's hard for you to say no because you know the situation that your family are in or your friend, and you're trying to help them out and all of that. So um, in my case now, what I want to talk about, that is an habit. That is also a habit, because like the minute you know that you have the little money, you're gonna spend it or you're gonna give it away because they ask you. um, so my review on the young lady, because even a teacher in Canada called in that day, and she said she had the same problem. She buy even baby clothes. She shop, always shopping anywhere the sale is. She find them and she shop. I was never a designer buying stuff, and I hear somebody talk about the party as well. I am a witness of that, seeing people take their last money to here and buy designer clothes just to go party, and then tomorrow they are hungry. I am a clear witness of that. I see it happening in my eyes all the time. But as I said, I'm getting to my review on the young lady, is that for me, I believe they need to do better where education is concerned. And this is one of the main reasons why I decided to talk about this topic. Is in our culture, I don't know in other culture, but in our culture, I realize that they don't talk much about assets and wealth, you know, generation wealth. They don't talk. I mean, I don't know if we don't understand it or what, but I believe that a lot of us as human in our culture don't know anything about assets. And one of the main reasons why I said that, because I just start to learn about it. And even my daughter in university, I remember asking her one day, you know, some of this money that you're using buying designer stuff, you need to start saving it to, you know, buy you some assets and stuff like that. And she said to me, what is assets? And I said, you don't know, you're going to university? She said she never heard that word before. And I'm like, they don't taught you about that in school? Because I never been to her level of education, so I don't know. So I thought that they were talking to the kids about assets in school and how they could, you know, how they could gather and learn about wealth, you know. And I said to myself, they don't teach kids these things in school, because, as I said before, I don't know. I'm not a college graduate. I'm not even a high school graduate, so I don't know. So I was saying to myself, damn, they don't teach the kids these things. Why is that? You know, I was saying to myself, why is that they don't teach them in school? I believe they should teach kids how to manage their money, you know, how to separate liability with assets. You know, they should know these things, and that's how they're going to be able to take care of themselves, take care of their family, and have a little much, you know, leave back for their children and grandchildren to have. So it's like, it's just a few people really know. It's like to me, it's just the wealthy people knows about that. So I believe they should teach these things in school. So if I keep saying so, is my favorite. I was listening to her, and with my story, I would how I navigate that. I remember I wasn't working. I wasn't working for a long time, and that's when it really hit me, when I was home, not working, don't have the money to spend, don't have the money to give, and you know, people are still asking, and people are still asking me over and over, even though I wasn't working. And I have to say to them, listen, I am home and I am not working, so I don't have it to give, you know. So that's when it really truly hit me and said, nobody's there for me to help me when I am down, apart from my husband. So there was nobody to help me because they don't have it. They don't have it to help. So what am I going to do in that case? And that's when something really hits me and said, if I don't try to change this narrative of me just always giving and not trying to, you know, see what better I can get for myself so I can have it a little more, you know, in the future, so that I could help more people. This was how I look on it, you know, because I love to give. I love to give and I love to share what I have. Sharing is caring. I believe that 100%. But sometimes you can't always give because you're going to end up with nothing. And in some cases, nobody does that. You can't give where you lost and then you end up with nothing. I mean, I'm not going to say nobody done that. People do. But wise, like if you're truly wise, then you're not going to do it. You just give because you're earning your love of your family, or because you're kind-hearted, and whatever comes, you just hand it over. That's who I am. I was always that kind of person. I love to give. If I don't have it, then I cannot give it. So I was in the position where I don't have it, so I couldn't give it. And that's when something truly hits me. But for me, you have to try to learn how to save. I learned how to save when I did not have it. That's when I learned how to save, and I have to put something aside for rainy day, because when rainy day comes, nobody's gonna be there for you. And that's how. And when you spend out everything, buy designer clothes, and then you went and you flash it and dash it all over to, you know, show people that you have it, but then in your bank book is empty, then that doesn't make any sense, because you're putting money in the people that is already rich. You're putting all your hard working in the people that is already have it, and you don't have it, and you're spending out everything. Give it back to them so they can be more richer. And that's when it's really hit me. You know, sometimes for months, even for a year, I don't buy a suit of clothes. So if you see me on here with my repeat clothes, I have a lot of clothes, don't get me wrong. I am going to do a video on some of my what do you call that now, some of my stuff, like shoes or, you know, handbags or whatever, stuff like that. I'm gonna do a little video after this with that. This video is gonna be too long, so I don't want it to be too long, else I would do it into this. But anyways, go back to it. And when my, as I said before, when my daughter said that to me, and it really made me think, and I start to look into stuff like that, assets, wealth, and things that you can do, and how you can able to save. I mean, there's a lot of things on Google, there's a lot of things also on YouTube. People just have to take that time out to Google stuff, YouTube stuff, and teach your kids them. Learn it, you do the research, and teach your kids them about it. It is very important to start to have an understanding of what liability is, and what wealth is, and what assets. Assets is wealth, so it's good for you to have assets, you know. So I just want to share that with you. When you're in school, they will teach you about you know, when you're going to the real world, you will figure it out. But they really need to just guide you in school and help you to figure it out when you get into the real world. They're not talking about these things, and they should, you know, educate the kids. What is it that, you know, the real world is? Start, because when you start educating the kids from early, it does help in the real world. Guys, why you not like the video? Why? On a day and watch me so nicely. I wanna like the video. Please like the video. How about starting from here? Telling the kids how to invest their money. You know, starting from there in school. How to invest. Investment is very important. So right there they could start teaching them, not clothes and shoes. I wise up years ago when I realized all my money was going into clothes and shoes, and if I take sick I don't have a dime to go to the doctor. It doesn't make any sense. No, to me it doesn't make any sense. Back then it made sense because I would in the nice clothes and I would, you know, dress up and look nice. No, it doesn't even matter. If you see me in this 10 time in this video, is mine. It belongs to me. It can wash and wear, and that's how I was raised. I never even when I was growing up, the clothes that I have could have hold into a scandal bag, and it wasn't a problem or a bother to me because that's what I used to. But now we want the latest iPhone. Every phone that comes in, we constantly put in money in the rich pocket. Like, when is it that we're gonna wise up and try to do things, you know, to make our life better? Have assets. Clothes and shoes is not assets. We never ever thought about building wealth, passive income, and investment. We don't know them different. We don't know. We don't know about these things. Well, a lot of us don't know about these things, and these are things that we need to start knowing how to do. Teach our kids about passive income. Teach our children about investment and wealth, you know, the right way, not to like financial education. Yeah, we have to teach them about financial education, legacy. You know, those words, you need to start, look them up, Google them, and teach your kids about these stuff. Google them, do your research, passive income, you know, what is liability from assets, you know, separate them and understand them so you could teach your children about them. You know, even if they're not teaching them in school, teach them at home, trying to learn more about those stuff so your kids can be educated about, you know, these kind of things. We need to spend more time teaching our kids because the teacher really cannot do it by themselves. So we need to start doing that for our children. Teach them about legacy. Teach our children about legacy so they have an understanding of what they should do when they grow up. You know, don't throw them in the real world for them to figure it out. It's hard and it's complicated. But when you start teaching them from early, it is so much easier for them to get there. So as their parents, they depend on us to do the work. You know, so we're gonna do it instead of just throwing them out. And let us do that. And a lot of wealthy people do. It's just that we, in our culture, we don't do it because we don't understand it. We don't know it. I don't understand it still, but I'm just saying we just need to start doing more research. The younger, the brighter people need to start doing research and start teaching their kids to understand these importance of their lives. The things that your ancestor teach you to do is to go to school, get an education, you know, get a job, and maybe be a manager or a director, or, you know, working a 9 to 5 and get a paycheck. That is what they teach you to do. They don't really teach you to build wealth. They don't, because a lot of them don't know. They don't. Leave from one stage, you get hired, you leave from one stage, and then you tend to climb up to a director or a manager where you get a bigger salary. But when you get that salary, it should really, and you get a paycheck, they don't teach you to, you know, to use some of your money and get equity, like buy shares in a company, or whichever. They don't teach you these things. We don't know these things, and these are things that we should know and teach our kids. But guys, I'm not gonna go any further with this video. It's long. It's gonna be hard to upload, so I can't talk too long on these videos. Sometimes I just want to talk, but I can't because it's gonna be hard to upload, and I have to stop sometimes in the middle of my conversation. But guys, don't forget to like the video, share and subscribe. Share it if you care. Love you guys. Be safe out there and take care. Bye. Teach your kids. Teach your kids. Start to Google these words. Equity, wealth, assets. What's the difference with your assets and your liability stuff? Your clothes and your shoes, you need them, but your car is not an asset. It's liability. I believe. It's not. Because anything can happen to it when you drive it out there. Especially you don't have proper insurance, you don't have anything to get for it. It work. But when you have a home or property, those are assets. So we gotta start teaching our kids, how to do these things. They don't teach them in school. My daughter said she never heard that word. I'm like, what? You gotta start doing research. So I need to start doing this in a group with my children now. We need to learn and teach our kids more about these things. But first, we have to really talk to them about the Almighty and know that He is the one who help give us the mind and to guide us through all these things. So I want to bless upon myself again. How much time I say I'm gone, I'm still there. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye. Guys, why you not like the video? Why? On a day you watch me so nicely, I want to like the video. Please like the video.